Until I was 14, I was very short-sighted. I couldn't see the world. And then I got my first pair of glasses. And suddenly there was space and light and perspective. When I have reproductions of my pictures in catalogues or postcards, people say to me, but they don't work in photographs.
But by photographs they mean that terrible aberration, the still photograph, the dead thing. But in moving pictures,
one way of describing my pictures, people say to me, are they paintings or sculptures, is that they're sculptured paintings. It's as if this was all a flat painting, which it isn't, by the way. And I'd taken these points. This far point is actually nearer than this far point. This near point is farther away. I've got it all the wrong way around. And I've pulled it forward, and this door and this near point, these two near points, these ends of these walls, are actually further away. And this distant point is near, and the near point is far. For instance, if you walk across the floor like this, with little fairy footsteps, you'd come to an abrupt turn up there to go on into the landscape. If you can imagine what this is a great peak sticking out, which looks much more as if it goes back than a normal painting. And the reason for that is to create a sense of space and a sense of movement and a sense of one's relationship with the picture. You know, as you move over here, everything changes. That is more lifelike, realistic, and creates more sensation of space and movement than a flat one would do, or anything would do. I first did a sticking out picture in 1964 when I was 24 or 25, and then I returned to it, the subject, when I was about 50. And the first thing I did was a row of terrace houses going to infinity. Arches is a good subject for me. I was pleased to find it. I really found it by looking at De Chirico, who did a lot of arches, because he was an Italian and was brought up in arcaded towns and knew the arcades of Florence, for instance. In England, people think that high-rise buildings are common. We have this half-timbered idea of architecture, cosy corner. I like the great skyscrapers, and I love to represent them. And the idea of being able to move them around, massive things that they are, with your mind, is a kind of magical power that human beings have. The first thing I do is to make these wooden structures, which are very odd things really. They're big lumps of space, and they're big lumps of space in perspective. So when I've made them like that, that white virgin one, I then give them some sort of a base colour underneath. In a way, these tank traps or big lumps are rather intractable, big, horrible geometric male things that you have to, with a bit of love and sympathy and the dance of the seven veils, make them seductive. Colours are important, but the most important thing, more important than colour, is light and shade. It's been a problem actually in art for a long while. The Impressionists were very concerned to find complementary colours in shadows and so on, and try and make shadows richer, not just dull grey, brown, dead things. You have to, when you paint in shadows, bring the dead to life really.